to invite the children to come up for a time of conversation. Hi, how are you today? Good? Yes, good. Everybody good? Are you good? Yeah, you kind of good? Yeah. So I have a story I want to tell you. Jesus told a story, and we just read it, about a father who had 2 kids. And the father went to the one kid and said, "Hey, I've got some chores I want you to do. Will you do them?" And the kid said, "Yes." But guess what? Well, when the father went off to work, the kid said, "I don't think I want to do it." And so he played some video games, and he was eating some snacks, and he just never got it done. Oh well. But before the father left that day, he went to the other kid, to the daughter, and he said to the daughter, "Hey, I have some chores for you to do today too." And you know what she said? "No, I'm not doing it." And the father said, "But these are just a few chores." "No, I'm not doing it," she said. So the father left for work, and guess what? After he left for work, she was thinking things over, and she was thinking about, I have a pretty good life here. Maybe I'll do those chores that Dad asked me to do. And so guess what? While Dad was away at work, she did all the chores on the list. It's a kind of funny story, isn't it? One kid said yes, but didn't do it. And the other kid said no, but did do it. So Jesus said to his friends, "Which of these 2 kids do you think made the father most happy?" Which other kid? The girl. But wait, she said no. You're not supposed to say no to your dad, right? She thought about it, and then she realized she wanted to do it. So what, it didn't matter that she'd said no? Really? But what about the other kid? He said yes. Yes. Isn't that the right thing to do? If your parent, your mom, your dad comes and says, "I got a few things I'd like you to do," shouldn't you go, "Yes"? But didn't that kid do what he was supposed to do? No? He was just doing video games and things. When I was a kid, I think actually I was probably about your age, my family and I lived in a walk-up house. We had to walk up a big stairway to get up into the house. And I had a dog. It was all of our dogs. His name was Dookie. And Dookie was a black lab, but he never came in the house. When I was a kid, dogs didn't come in the house. They just didn't. They had their own house outside. And we had a yard that had a kind of fence around it. But in order to keep Dookie safe, every night it was somebody's chore to go out and snap Dookie on a chain. And that's because sometimes in the night, Dookie would get the idea that there were better houses to live at than ours. And so every night, somebody was told, "Did you go out and snap Dookie on a chain?" Well, one day, night is always dark, but when I was this little kid's age, I thought it was really dark outside. And my dad came to me and he said, "Louie," that's my name, He said, "Louie, would you go outside and snap Dookie on the chain?" I said, "Sure." Only guess what? I didn't really want to do it. I didn't. I just didn't want to do it. It was really scary out there. And so I kind of went over to the door and I walked out on the balcony up at the top and I looked out and Dookie was laying down there in front of his doghouse like a good dog should do. And it looked really dark and scary to come down the stairs and go over and do what I was supposed to do. So I went back inside. A little later my dad said to me, "Louie, did you snap Dookie on the chain?" You have to tell the truth every time. Well, I felt the same way. I felt the same worry. I was thinking to myself, oh, so you know what I did? I went to my sister, and I made a really big mistake. I couldn't take it. I was so worried about Dookie. I was so worried about my dad. And I went to my sister and I said, Donna, guess what? She looked at me and she went, you didn't snap Dookie on the chain, did you? I said, no, but please don't tell. And guess what? She went right out of the room, right to my dad, and she said, Louie didn't snap Dookie on the line. And my father came back in and said, what's this I hear? Now, you have to know this about me. Because I had this little trick when I was younger, and the way I got out of trouble was to burst into crying. They already know that trick. Did you ever try that? Oh, it worked really good. She said no. She has never tried that, Mom. Come on. Louie's the only one that ever tried that. And I wasn't faking. I'd gotten myself in such a jam. Oh, I don't think I would have slept a wink that night if my sister hadn't done what she did. Because I would have worried that in the morning we'd have gotten up and Dookie would have been gone. So, in a way, my sister did me a favor because she told my dad, and because I cried so much, my dad didn't really do anything to me. You know what he did? He just opened the door, went outside, and snapped Dookie on. And he came back in and he said to me, why didn't you do it? And I said, because I was afraid. And you know why I know I had a really good dad? Because my dad understood that. He did. He wasn't happy that I didn't do what he asked me to do. And he wasn't happy that I had taken the risk of losing the family dog. But he listened to me. He knew that in the end, I wanted to do what was right. It was just that I was really scared. I'm never scared now that I'm grown up. Oh dear, I wish. The point of the story that Jesus told was that Jesus loved children. And through it, we're supposed to learn that God loves children.